Hello there! Welcome to Joe Finier's Vanilla Tutorial Series. This here is the second episode of this series. As you can see, we've got ourselves a brand new world, single player at that, named Vanilla Tutorial Series. As you can see, I've remade my crafting table, given myself my items back, and built myself a little farm, as well as dug a little hole down here. And as you can see, there's a little bit of coal, and I think we're going to use that this episode. But before we really get into the game, today at least, we're going to have to figure out 4 new items. The 4 new items we're going to learn how to make today are the chest, a furnace, a lever, and the torch. We're going to use them throughout the episode today, and hopefully, you guys can learn slowly but surely how they work. Let's get to it. So, first we're going to make a chest. We're going to need some wood, made obviously with wood. Get some wooden planks, and place the planks in a circle in the crafting table. Just like so. Now we're going to take this chest, and we're going to place it down like we would in the world. And as you can see, if I open up my inventory, I've got 3 bars at 9 long, okay? That's obviously 27 inventory spaces. If I open up the chest, we've got the exact same thing. So we've doubled our inventory space. The only difference is that this cannot move around the world. So if our inventory gets too full, we can obviously come back and dump it all in here. Perfect. The second item I'm going to obviously show you right now is the furnace. Made like this, in the same recipe, a circle, just with cobble around the crafting table, and that gives us the furnace. The furnace, if I place it down and open it up, allows us to smelt certain items, like wood, meat, obviously, from animals, or, as well, stone, and, obviously, ores. To smelt them, we're going to need some coal, and I think we're going to use the coal that's down there today. Another item we're going to learn how to make today is the lever, made with a stick and a piece of cobble, one on top of the other. It has to be in this order. Gives us the lever. We place the lever down. It allows us to flick back and forth and power certain items in the game. We're going to get into a few of those today. And the final item, I gotta go get some coal real quick. Come on down. Let's see, I've got myself a piece of coal. Come over to the crafting table. If we place one stick in any slot really, and a piece of coal on top, it'll give us 4 torches. Perfect. Made just like so. This will keep monsters at bay, and also keep, nighttime a little bit brighter. This way we'll be able to film at night. Maybe we'll try that today. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's a man to do in a game of Minecraft with a world that goes on forever and ever and ever, Joe Finier? And, why do we need these new items? I mean, we were perfectly fine with just some wieldables. I mean, look at this. We got a pickaxe, a sword, shovel, and a hoe, as well as a wooden axe. We don't really need anything. We can go off and do whatever we want. Well, guys, to be totally honest, Minecraft is all about finding diamonds, and we're not going to find diamonds up here for fun. And along with finding diamonds, we're going to have to find ourselves some ores, along the way at least, and a lot of stone and dirt. So, I built a chest so we can store it all. And I've built a furnace so we can smelt it all. Anyway, before we dig, we pretty much have to establish, what it is we're looking for, or what it is that we're going to be digging up. Now, we obviously know what dirt is, because if I pick it up, you can clearly tell that this right here is dirt. But if we go into the chest here, I've gathered a few items, you can see the multiple other types of things we're going to be mining out. First up is the stone, obviously, used primarily as a building material. It's the most abundant resource in the game. It's pretty well everywhere, and under all of this dirt that you can see, which is usually 3 or 4 blocks deep, is smooth stone, okay? So, if you're ever thinking to yourself, man, I could use a lot more cobblestone, just don't think that, okay? Just really honestly don't. Because you will find it almost everywhere in the game. Next up is, obviously, coal. It's basically the most abundant of the next 6 that you can see here. Coal is used to make torches and obviously heat up the furnace in the bottom here. I'll show you that later on in the episode. And you've obviously seen me how to use it as the torches. The third is obviously iron ore. Iron is the obviously third most abundant resource in the game. It's used in almost all of the recipes in Minecraft, but the most notable one is obviously the iron pickaxe. It allows us to mine the next 4. But one of the things you will notice about the game is that having too much iron is almost impossible because, I mean, maybe not, but in my experience, having too much iron is next to impossible, because when I think I'm done building, I go off and I build something even more intense. And this pretty baby right here, it comes in handy everywhere. Anyway, the fourth, obviously, rarest, the fourth rarest, is redstone. Redstone is the wiring. When we break, you'll see, it's the wiring of vanilla Minecraft. It allows us to power pistons and doors and things like that. It's the not the bread and butter, but the bread and butter of making things work in the game. If you want to have something fancier than just, clicking on a door, smashing a block, you need some redstone. Fifth up is lapis lazuli, sorry. Really the least useful anything in the entire game. It's only used in making dyes and to make a lapis lazuli block. When you break it, just like with redstone, it basically spawns a whole bunch of itself, so a little bit of lapis, and the only thing it can make is dye. So I mean, collecting lapis, although it's as rare as diamond, so 3 per chunk, although it's as rare as diamond, it's really worth nothing in vanilla. The second last item is obviously gold. The second rarest as well, I'm fairly certain. Maybe it's a little bit less rare than lapis. Gold is used to make wieldable items like the sword or the pickaxe, and makes the only device that tells time, the clock, as I'll show you guys later on in this series. It's also in my opinion, the nicest looking of the ores if you combine it, so you can really line your walls with it, and it looks really nice. And finally, and most importantly, obviously, is the diamond ore. The rarest ore in the game, obviously. Diamond, if you find it while you're mining, consider yourself a pirate finding treasure. It brings good fortune to everybody, and quite honestly, it's the rarest item in the game. If you find one of these, put it right away. Put it right away into a chest. Like, go home, put it in a chest, leave their mining trip there. Because finding these and dying it's the worst omen in the whole world. I've had like 34 diamonds on me at one time. All of a sudden, I broke a block below me as a noob, and lava was there, and I almost cried. I'm not gonna lie, I almost pooped. Diamond allows us to make the strongest items, the most damaging items, and the strongest armor. It can't make anything usable like levers and stuff, and it can't make any craftable kind of GUIs like furnaces or crafting tables. But man, does it ever look pretty, and the rarity of it kind of adds its own economic value. Now, we now know kind of what these ores are, and how rare they are to find. And I'll take you down here so that I can show you, because I have dug a little hole so we can see what they look like underground. Okay, now that we know what they can do and how rare they are, we're going to kind of apply them to recipes from episode 1. So we're going to make a little bit stronger wieldable items, a little bit better, and we're also going to test them out to see just how powerful they really are. As we get down here, you can see as we first came down, I'm not going to lie, I found this naturally. I almost pooped. I dug straight down and I almost pooped my pants. Look at this. Diamond ore. I don't even know how big of I can't even touch this with the items I've made already. So, I mean, I don't even know what to do. Oh my goodness. There's at least 4 in this patch. That's a huge diamond vein. 3+ in a chunk is ridiculous. And we've got some redstone over here, which as you can see here, can't even touch either. We got some coal that we can obviously mine. I'm going to leave it though, because I don't really need it right now. Oh, we got some gold. I can't touch that either. And some lapis. I can apparently mine lapis. Nice. Do I have? Oh, I've got coal in there. And some iron. And I obviously can't touch iron at all. So I'm going to go back up top. And I'll be right back. Alrighty. I am back. And, now that we're back up here and we know what the items are, there's not very many ores in there. So I think what we're going to do is maybe, I don't know if we should go dig for some. Hang on. Now that we know what these ores are and how rare they are, I want to try and apply them so you guys can kind of learn the more advanced wieldable items that do more damage and last longer into our recipes from episode 1. So as you can see here, I've got diamond, gold, lapis, redstone, iron, and some cobblestone, as well as some wood. Okay, the basics of Minecraft right there. What I want to try and do is kind of make the items from episode 1, but I think what I'm going to use is the sword as our basis of recipe. So a wooden sword is great, you know, like, don't get me wrong, I love the wooden sword. It protects me from the enemies of the game. Now let's take the sword as an example. Don't get me wrong, you know, a wooden sword is great. It protects me from all of the enemies in the game. The problem is, I don't really like to replace it every 10 or so kills, because it only gets 65 hits, you know. And it also doesn't do very much damage. It does 2 hearts per hit, and that's not enough for me. I want to kill a creeper quick, and I want to, you know, basically get out of there and get back home. So it's a good thing the creators of Minecraft decided to allow possible upgrades. So, using the coal that we found, we can take these 2 ores that I've dug up from below, down in my little hole down there that you can see I've dug. Okay, we can put them in the furnace with our coal, and we can smelt them down. Now, if we take these ingots, as they're going to pop up here, and we apply them in the recipe with our, obviously, sword, so we take a stick and 2 cobble, that'll make us the stone sword. Should I make one of those right now? If we take the stone sword, the wooden sword gets half as many uses as the stone sword, okay? So if we see how many iron we got 2 iron, that's enough. We apply the iron to the recipe, so 2 iron and a stick. We get the iron sword. The iron sword, as you can see here, allows for faster slicing and dicing, and also allows for 191 more uses than the wooden wieldable sword. It also, basically what I'm trying to I'm showing you the swords only, but this applies to anything. So, you can make a cobblestone sword, as I already have, you know. You can make a gold sword. You can make a diamond sword if you really want to. You know, there's absolutely no limit to the kinds of swords you can make, unless you can't find, like, you know, you're not going to be able to make a steel sword, because there's no steel in the game. So if we take 2 of these gold ingots, as we're going to get another one here, just a second. We take 2 of them and we apply them to the same recipe. We're going to get a gold sword. Now, gold wieldable items give us the fastest and near on the most damage, obviously. Look how fancy that looks. They give us the most damage and they also swing the fastest. The problem is, they break the fastest. So, if I took this and I hit 15 or so pieces of, you know, you can always see how many, you know, uses are gone from the sword. Look at that. I've almost broken this. There it is. It's gone. It's broken. Golden items only have 33 uses to them. So, I mean, you don't really want to make a golden anything. Not in wieldables, at least, because, you know, it's almost a waste of gold. Now, to say that gold is the least amount of uses, if we go and we say, we apply these diamonds in the same recipe, the mother of all ores, I mean, look how fancy those are. I mean, I don't even want to really spend these. I wish I could have more. If I take these diamonds and I apply them in the sword recipe, I get the diamond sword. Look how nice that is. The diamond weapons, the wieldable items in the game, get 1,562 uses. So I could slam almost 700, you know, of anything and, you know, last as long as I like. This will last if you're hitting the wrong items. So if I want to chop down this tree with it, just as long as any other wieldable item in the... Oh, an achievement get. Yeah, it's a new world, and I haven't really chopped down anything, so sorry about that, guys. But you know how much I love achievements. So the diamonds allow us to have the most uses, and this sword will also do the most damage. It does, I think, 4.5 to 5 hearts. Anyway, assuming we know how to make the basic wieldable items, like the sword, the axe, the hoe, the shovel, and the pickaxe, we can then apply this newfound knowledge about ores and the diamond, and make far superior and obviously more aesthetically pleasing swords, axes, or what have you. So let's make a few of those now and basically show you the differences between them. So we're going to need a lot more sticks, obviously. And I think we're going to make we already got a diamond sword. What else should we make? Let's make an iron pickaxe. Okay? This iron pickaxe will allow us to mine anything that isn't stone or coal, okay? That'll help us to get basic items in the game. The next item that we're going to make is I think we're going to make a stone axe. You've seen me make a stone shovel, but I want to show you a stone axe. Perfect. We've got ourselves a stone axe. It's obviously twice as fast as... So you see me cut this here. Bam. Twice as fast, okay? And the other one we're going to make is golden shovel, because I want to see, okay, I'm exactly doing there. I want to see if a golden shovel works the same way as the golden sword. So let's dig up a few here. Look how fast it did, my goodness. But look at the item's durability. It goes down so quickly. You know, I just would not use this. Don't use the gold anything. Please, please, please don't. And we've obviously already got a wooden house, so we've got one of every type of item here. Okay, we've got the wood. We don't want wood there. We got stone. We've got an iron. We got diamond, wood, and gold. Okay, those are the 5 types of wieldable items. I'm not gonna be able to show you that, but if I go over here and I dig up some, look at that. Look how fast that is. Now, if I pull out my wooden one, you can see how much slower it is, okay? I'm not going to be able to show you the guys with the diamond sword today because, quite frankly, I'm far away from nighttime. If I can find the sun. Oh, there it is. It's not even at midday yet, so we're obviously going to have to wait a little bit. Now, considering using ores in wieldable items is going to come to us rather naturally. You know, we know how to make the wieldable items. Why don't we make a few more of the advanced or complex items made from the simpler items in the game? So if we take the piston as an example, you know, it's a little bit more complex. It's made from 3 wood, 4 cobblestone, a piece of iron, and a piece of redstone. We're going to finally be able to move items around in our world. So let me grab the resources and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've got the items here and we're gonna make a piston right now. So a piston, obviously using our redstone, which we dug up out of the ground, the iron ingot, which we had to smelt in the furnace, our wooden planks, which we know comes from the wood, and cobblestone, which from when we make the breaking of the blocks down in the basement down there, it gives us cobblestone. If we apply them all in one recipe, as you're going to see here, so take 2 cobblestone on the left, and the left middle and the left bottom, the right middle and the right bottom. We take the iron ingot, place it in the center block, okay, the redstone in the bottom middle, and then 3 wooden planks across the top, we get a piston. So let's go place our piston down somewhere. Maybe here? Yeah, seems okay. We don't want it to face that way though. Nice. Let's place a block on top of it just for an example. So you notice I can't do anything with it. I can't do anything with the piston without it being powered. And that's where the lever I made earlier is going to come in handy. So if I go over here and I grab myself some redstone, okay, and I applied redstone as a wiring, as you're going to see here, so if I place it down, it makes a wiring. Bam! All of a sudden, the wood is moved. Bam! And now we can fully move items in the game with our pistons. If we were to take, say, if I go grab some sand from over there, gotta do this before it reaches nighttime. Alright, if we take the sand and we apply it to the recipe over here, we apply it here, and we do the same thing, so you see how it's unlit right now, we light it up, the sand moves up. We unlight it, and the sand falls back down. So now we can officially move around items and create doors out of whatever we wish using pistons. Awesome! So yeah. Congratulations, guys! You made it through the second the second episode that I've released in my Minecraft vanilla tutorials. You learned all about the ores and the different types of things they can do, the way they're made, and the way they're smelted, and where they're found, and whatnot. You've also learned how to make one of the more complex items in the game. You've learned how to make the piston, and you've also learned how to power it. So now you can impress all your friends, your grandmother, your grandfather, or, you know, your mom and dad. You can put on your fridge if you want how to make a piston. Awesome. Stay tuned, because next episode we'll be learning how to set up a farm, you know, how to grow animals, how to make them mate, how to transform basic ingredients like wheat and whatnot into the basic foods, and we'll also touch base on shelters. So I think we're going to actually start off the episode with shelters. You know, the types, how safe they are, and you know, what is the best way to build a shelter, how do we organize it and whatnot. And I think if we get through all that, you know, in as you can see the episodes are here, we'll touch base on armor. And, you know, that's basically just taking our ores again and applying them in a far more advanced recipe. But we'll have to see. But anyway, guys, this is Joe Fernandez signing off. Enjoy!